God and higher self are co-creators of your own destiny. God is God, and some people don't believe in God, but I believe in God. I believe in the universe, I believe in source, and I believe in higher self. Higher self is you, the most evolved version of you, the most authentic, empowering version of you, the most loving, caring, cheerful, supportive version of you. Higher self is already the mapped out plan of who you are, who you're supposed to be, who you're meant to be. And in time, if we continue to follow the path that is meant for us, we will step fully in alignment of knowing exactly what higher self wants. If you need clarity of any kind or any sort, all you have to do is ask. And the funny thing about it is, God, our creator, universe, higher self, they all know what it is that we're going to need before we even ask. 2021, I had gone through a spiritual awakening where I left my religion behind. I was raised Christian, religious, non-denominational, and it just didn't suit me anymore. In 2020, I got my heart broken, and it opened doors, me recognizing things that had been programmed in my brain to believe that I didn't feel aligned to anymore. The only thing I felt aligned to was talking to God. God had always answered my questions. I'd asked and I had received multiple times. And sometimes, of course, I was impatient or it took a long time for me to hear, but I was always answered. So after my spiritual awakening, leaving my religion, I was now struggling and battling with my sexuality. I had known I liked women for as long as I can remember. And I was always told that I was wrong. I was told that it was a sin. I was told that God didn't make me that way and I was living opposite of God's designed plan for myself. So I tried. I did everything that they told me to do to try to get over this temptation, to try to get over this sin. And I was failing. And I was tired. I was exhausted. I wanted to fall in love like all my friends did. I wanted to go on dates. I wanted to have crushes. I wanted to feel seen and heard. I wanted to like myself. I wanted to love myself. I wanted to follow in the plan that God had for me. I wanted to be free. So in 2021, I had made my way back to North Carolina. I was laying on the floor in my apartment because I didn't have a mattress at the time. I wake up out of my sleep and all of a sudden, this dream flooded my memory. It was 2021, and a few weeks prior, I had been asking God to please send me a sign that I was making the right choice. Tell me that this is the right choice. Please show me that this is the life that I'm supposed to walk, the path I'm supposed to walk in. It was a dream I had in 2010 when I was 10 years old. The dream was from higher self and from God. To make the dream short, I'm awakened by this woman who wakes me up and tells me it's my wedding day. She pushes me to the altar in my bridal pajamas, it looks like, and I'm telling her I'm not ready. She tells me, yes, you are ready. Now's the time to say your vows, get married. When I'm looking around me, it's very foggy, and the only thing I can see is the bottoms of the people standing before me, their clothing. It was a man in a tuxedo and a woman in a wedding dress. I was looking at her and I was like, why is she wearing my wedding dress? If this is my wedding, why is she wearing my wedding dress? And I'm trying to talk to the lady. She's standing behind me and she's telling me, this is your wedding. Rest assured, this is your wedding. But that dress is also her wedding dress. You're right where you need to be. I wake up from the dream. I tell my sister. I was so confused that I made up something, and my sister was very intuitive, so she knew I was lying and told me what the dream actually was. I was like, you're right, that's what the dream actually was. And I cried about it. Went on my way. I forgot that dream for 11 years. So when I asked God for more confirmation, it reassured me that I was on the right path, the supposed to be path, that I had chosen myself and accepted myself for who I was. And in time, and one day surely, I will meet the love of my life and get married. And woke up with this dream. I remembered that I had dreamed a future dream. future dreams that I've had plenty of them in the past, where I'll dream something like a premonition and then it'll come to pass. I knew this was a dream of my wedding day. The funny thing to me is that God and higher self had already shown me this 11 years prior, knowing that I would need that confirmation again one day, that I'd asked for it, knowing that I needed to see it then, even if I didn't understand it then because I was a little girl, re-show it to me when I was older to be able to understand what the dream was. So exciting to realize that you and God are working together like continuously. Even when you even know what's happening, there is a version of you that does know what's happening. There is a version of you that is co-creating this with God. And I think that's interesting. I hope that people, if this resonates with you, to dive deeper into working with your higher self right now in this reality. Ever doubt that God is there, that universe and source are there to hear you, to listen to you, and to move. Don't ever doubt that God is working with you to get to where you want to be. Don't ever doubt that God has created a path for you that you can walk no matter the circumstances. If this inspired you today, join me so that we can encourage each other to follow our own unique authenticity. My name is Amaria Taylor, and I am the host for the Lavender podcast.